DJI. It's called the Osmo Pocket. And they're going to sell a million of these things. It's a 4K free gimbal camera.
I gotta bring that.
in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, what is it?
If you went to YouTube or anywhere, typed in Osmo, O-S-M-O Pocket.
So Steve was just showing us this before the meetup began.
Yeah. There's some pictures of it up there.
Is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is it?
It's awesome. I
yeah.
was just blown away.
Me too. I'm just absolutely stunned.
Okay, so they're talking about a 4K camera, this Osmo Pocket. And this little thing, this top is the camera, this head. So as you walk through, it actually is a stabilizer as well. It keeps it pretty steady on that. Some of these 360s have really high-end built-in stabilizers. Those are the more expensive ones. This one is, to be honest, even when I'm editing the video or even editing the 360 picture, because there's so much motion, I have to stop every 15 minutes because I'm going to throw up from motion sickness. I'm very sensitive to that stuff. So one of the drawbacks to my VR idea is that I've been already working on it. I know. But hopefully I can just stabilize that and set. So the idea is if I ever have a camera just sitting there, it'll stay for 2 hours. I have a theory that I'm not the only one that actually could use a 2-hour escape of sitting on the beach watching a sunrise through a VR lens. And because people are saying it's so boring, but flights to Hawaii are 5 hours, flights to Japan are like 13. I need it to be boring and something that would just remind me. Plus, if it's a beach that I know from home, it'll just relax me even more. But that's one of the hopes. I don't really know if it's really all that bad because I have been able to overcome it on flights before, but those are shorter. I've never had an attack in a theater. That's what worries me more recently than.
Well, that's a thing now. Like those videos of people making sounds that are supposed to make you relax, like they're totally boring and real quiet, or people whispering.
We used that. What was the rain sounds?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
the thunderstorm.
It's not. It's like it's somebody brushing, make the sound of a brush, and it's really intended because we're all so, overly stimulated.
Yes.
And so the thing like the long sunrise, like you're describing.
I'm hoping it will be as good as I hope that it would. But if I don't care, because it's for me in the end anyway, if it doesn't work out for anybody else, I'm going to be folding these a little bit because they're all too flat. They stick together. So. In the meantime, as this is the last meeting, I've always wanted to make sure that anybody who had any questions about anything regarding internet marketing, you always get a chance to ask it. So I don't know what format John and Kirk will be doing, but I would like to find out, does anybody have any questions they came with that they would like to have answered? Because we have some brilliant minds in the room right now. And I highly recommend you take advantage of the people that we have here. Does anybody have any questions?
The new people.
I have a request.
Sure.
I'm Debbie. I'm from Culver City area. I finally found my tribe, and I've been looking for years. I'm looking for people that I can just connect with outside of this meeting that can help me get started in affiliate marketing. Because I can't find anybody in the Culver City area.
What's the niche that you're going to try to do affiliate?
I don't know. I want people that I can talk to. I've studied internet marketing since 2006. I had a little bit of success with AdSense, and I know a lot about everything, but can't seem to start with anything.
Okay.
And so if I could just, if you can just give me your phone numbers and we can chat on the phone or get together for coffee. I need some focus where I can finally pick something and just go forward with it because I want passive income. So you can see me after the meeting. It would be great. Thank you.
If anybody's open, then please, yes, that's exactly how a lot of us got to meet each other as time has gone on. Teresa, are there any more pieces of paper by any chance? Are there any more pieces of paper?
Yes.
Oh. Sir, we're doing giveaways tonight, so if you wanted to go and put your name on there, you can be entered. Ma'am, if you want to enter in the giveaway that we're giving away. Oh, by the way, so for those of you who don't wonder why I'm not shaking with my right hand is, like I said, I got a rash a couple of days ago, I think from Universal Studios on my right hand, and I don't want to give it to anybody. I'm serious, it's like, it's kind of gross. It's hard to see, but it's there, and I don't want, so I'm doing fist bumps with my left hand. Yeah. According to what you know what they say, never read online about any ailments. So according to online, my hand might fall off. I mean, that's all that. But on the minor side, it could be just eczema. But I just don't want to make sure I don't want to give anybody.
I had a rash too.
So by all means, fist bumps, left hand shakes, and left hand hugs. I mean, by all, because I know I put it. I want to shake everybody's hand who's there, but then I thought I told my wife about it, and she's like, "Don't come home." Okay, so the first person, John Carter.
I gotta try one of those pens.
I know,
you got me so excited.
I'm gonna take a pen.
Yes. I honestly believe, I mean, okay, so the pens you can probably buy at Office Depot for like $3 or $4. Like I said, they're worth like 30 or 40. They write amazing. Okay, but if you buy them in packs, you can get them for like $1.50 in the pack of 12. I bought like a couple of packs of them. And then, but we also have $10 Barnes & Noble's gift cards, but the pens are way more worth it. Rich Jafke? All right.
See, I can buy the pen, but I figure I can't buy the T-shirt.
No, you're right. Those little last shirts.
All right.
So that's a large. There's 2 larges,
That's
3
what I
mediums,
want,
and a
a
small.
large. All right.
I'm keeping the cards because in case we actually go through everybody, because like I said, maybe there's not enough, but if there is, we'll put it back in and give one from them. Deb Rochler? Yep.
Already a winner.
That's a marvelous selling point on the pens. I'm getting
If nobody takes them, then I take them home. I'm not going to be
Good
disappointed.
marketing.
Yeah.
Later on, I'm going to have you sell something of mine because you can really sell.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those pens. Like I said, I've been giving away, and that's why I have to keep on buying some more because that's how these are made. Margie Burrows.
I'm gonna take a book. Thank you.
Don't open it here.
I won't.
Bible Venture, Mike. This is yours, right?
Hey, Mike. Yay.
What'd you say, Anthony? You want a large T-shirt? All right, then you got to hook me up if you get a cold. I'll hook you up this time.
Tom Smith.
Oh.
Hey.
What size are these T-shirts?
Those are 3 mediums and 1 small.
No, I can't go T-shirt. And I'll
Take two.
take a microphone.
That's these.
Okay, I'll take a book.
Okay.
I need to read.
Don't open it over here.
Natalie Brown.
Yay. Hey, Mike.
Mike, do you have a business card on you?
I do not.
I have a piece of paper for
Put
you to put your name on it for a raffle.
We're doing giveaways.
Put mine back in there if it comes up here, I'm a 10.
John Yepes?
Yes.
All right. So these are 3 mediums, 1 small shirt, and then we have a book. These are $10 gift cards to Barnes & Noble, and some amazing pens. Okay, we'll do one more, and then we'll save the rest for after.
This is your first time here?
Yeah.
So you're up to this, huh?
Teresa Krieger.
Oh,
All right.
yes. I'll get a pen.
Okay, so we'll be finishing this up a little later, and
Starting to regret I didn't take a pen.
John, do you? Oh, you need your thumb drive, right?
Yeah. Just leave it there.
Okay. Okay, so John Carter, when talking to him, when he was telling me he's going to be taking over the group, I was so relieved. I mean, you guys couldn't be in better hands, seriously. I mean, the guy really does know his stuff.
Stop it.
But he's one, every time I talk to him, he goes, hey, Chris, did you hear about this? Hey, Chris, did you hear about that? And yeah, it's like, can't get off the phone because it's like just flooding me with information and cool stuff that he's found out. So
Where's
so then he was telling me that he actually has some really cool techniques that actually would be really good for people to know who may not know how to really utilize Google as a search engine. And to be honest, there are a lot of people that I've seen use Google, not say wrong, you can't really use it wrong, but use it at a bare minimum of the potential that it has. So I thought it would be great for us to see what John actually has on showing us what could be done with this.
Okay, let me just. You know, it used to be, by the way, excuse my voice, I'm going through puberty. And it's kind of tough, but it used to be that knowledge was power. But with Google and places like that, what in the world is that? It no longer.
It opened. It's on the far right.
No, it
Oh.
Google Text. That's what I wanted.
Oh, you know, my computer opens text documents in Excel.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
yeah, some of the files we use are so large. You want it in...
Just text, just a notebook. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So, but today, everybody's got the power. All you got to do is the knowledge. You go to Google, you can get anything you want. So today, implementation of knowledge is where the power is. And about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I went to a seminar in Las Vegas. And I met a lady by the name of Barbara Ling. Some of you may know her or know of her. But she has made a lot of money just on her knowledge of searching Google. Because what she does is she finds a problem, finds one answer, writes PDFs, sells them on Warrior Forum for 15, 20 bucks. And it's easy. So I asked her one time, I said, how in the world do you find all this stuff? And I'll share with you what she shared with me because it's quite interesting. Where's your, most people today, if they go to Google, they'll type in things like free internet marketing training, right? And you come up with a bunch of answers for free marketing. But what's interesting is if you ask it a question like Siri, you come up with much better answers. So instead of saying just the keywords, free internet marketing, if you type in, let's see if I can just scrape this easier. Oh, I don't have it here. Sorry, folks. So
I'm so sorry, I forgot the mouse.
yeah. So if you type in, where can I get free internet marketing training? You actually get different answers, and they're a lot more precise to what you're looking for. So if in searching with Google, when searching Google, treat it like Siri. Ask questions. and the answers you get are a lot more relevant to what you're looking for. So that was one thing. A lot of people I've talked to, they say, well, you know, I saw where we have beanies, you know, it's winter's coming, we need beanies, and I see them on Amazon for $17. I'd like to sell them, but I don't know where in the world to buy them. Google, which has billions and billions of data, has a thing called range. And what it is, you can put, let's say that you see beanies for $17, but you know you have to buy them between 3 and 5 to make any money, right? Very interesting. If you go dollars, 3, 2 dots, dollars, 5, space, and put in beanies, it'll tell you where you can get beanies from $3 to $5.
Dot, meaning period.
Yeah,
No,
period,
like
yeah.
Dollar sign, the
You-
low
you
number.
you put the range of dollars that you want with 2 dots in between, and now you don't have to go out to AliExpress and start searching for these darn things.
It's cool, it even says at the cart $3. So I mean, it's actually looking at the metadata.
Deal hunting to the next level.
It just makes it so much easier for internet marketers if you want to find products, you know, with,
Or just wanna buy something for Christmas.
yeah. Well, I'm looking for things between 5 and 15 cents, but. So if you're looking for products and you see where a product is so much money and you figure where you've got to be the price it to make money, this is the easiest way in the world to do it. Anybody ever do this before?
What do the 2 dots create on your search?
Well, it separates the prices, and that's called the range. And if you just put 1 dot, nothing will happen. You put 2 dots, it works. 3 dots, nothing happens. So it's just the way Google works. So put your dollar, the lowest, the highest, separated by 2 dots, a space, and then whatever you're looking for, and it'll find it for you. Is that useful?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. That's very cool.
Okay, so that's one thing. Then there is a thing that Google uses. Does anybody know about SITE? S-I-T-E, colon. All right? Some do, some don't. So let's just, what SITE does is it will look at a website that you designate and what you're looking for, and it'll find it. So for example, let's put in site, and it's followed by a colon. By the way, these are all what they call search operators. So there's tons of them. I'm just going to go over a couple of them. Let's say, for example, that you go to some of these authority sites like marketingprofs.com.
Oh, you're missing an M in marketing.
Well, there's always one in the crowd in there. Marketing.
T-I-N-G. You're missing an N.
Ah,
How can you see that?
I don't, please close it.
I don't know when it's
is that right? Marketingprofs.com.
Yeah.
All right, and then let me take that out. Okay, and then let's say, because this is an authority site, you want anything that they have on list building tutorials, all right? So then you can do, just type in afterwards, list building tutorials. And it will search that site and give you everything that they have on list building materials.
Site
Tutorials.
colon, the website domain name.
You go site colon,
And then
the
the
website, and then whatever you want off that website, and it will find it.
What's
You
the
can also put
example
it at
of
the
the
end
site
as
you
well.
use to
Do you
market
have
what?
space or?
Marketing
Yeah.
Pros,
Then
it's
there's
a,
spaces.
it's just an authority site.
It's also useful for just seeing if your website has been indexed in Google. So
Yeah.
if you're creating a brand new website, you want to see, hey, is my Google on, is my website on Google yet? You just type in site and then your domain, and if it's on there, Google's got you.
You know, another great thing that's like colon, let's say you have a website that's ancient, old, years old, whatever it is, and you decide you're going to go get a new website made. Whoever your web designer is, build you a new site. But they didn't take the time to 301 redirect all your old links to your new site. So you can keep all that traffic and that juice moving to your new site. All you got to do is take your site, go site colon, no space, your domain name, but with the HTTP www, and try it without. And then you'll get an index of all the links that Google knows about that site that have existed for the dawn of
Right.
time. Then you gather up all those links. You can click them one at a time and see if it opens a 404 page. If it does, take that link and redirect
Yeah.
in your 301 redirect chart.
Did it work with like your loose images and other things you forgot to redirect? Like,
I don't know,
Like
Steve, do you think
from-
they index all the image
From like
URLs?
the tags and all that other stuff that you
With
did
WordPress,
get properly.
there's a lot of
Can you
junk
talk about
that's
images?
indexed.
Huh?
There is a lot
that
of
you
junk
probably
indexed.
find. I think
I don't know how to get
Screaming
it.
Frog,
Why?
Screaming Frog pull all that data. So you can see.
So it does. It actually does index the images.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is actually from those exact same, from the same, so it actually does.
Now, there's another thing here, that if you'll notice, whenever you do a search, see that little thing that says tools?
Yes.
If you click on tools, you can come over here. Oops, I want to go back to. When you click on tools, you can find out, you can go to any time, and you can pick how long ago you want these things. So Google's been indexing for I don't know how many years. You don't want something that's 15, 20 years old, right? So you can click on tools and just go past year, and it'll give you stuff that's new.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Okay. So, any questions on site? I'll give you links to you can learn these things.
So that's interesting, like, you know when they had certain fires in certain areas recently, and you wanna look for Thousand Oaks fire, then you see like articles from like 2015 when there was one old one. But yeah, with that, if you go with the last hour or last week or 24 hours, it'll
Yeah.
show all the most recent articles that are for that. That's actually really helpful, because I'm like, how do you
That's really
sort this by date?
I was trying to find those very
Yeah,
things,
exactly.
'cause
It's
I
like, what's the
wanted to, like,
latest
see
news on how, that's really.
Well, when you do a search, just go to tools, and then you can change how far back you want to go.
That's really.
You can also put a custom date range, which is.
Yes, you can do custom date.
Very interesting.
That's also there if you look at it. You can do a custom range. Okay? Okay, the next thing I want to show you is a lot of times you'll want articles on things, but you want them to say PDF, right? How do you find PDF articles? It's real simple with Google. Let's just take a email marketing tutorial. Let's just do that again. Email marketing tutorial. Now, I could go ahead and click this. Let's just do that anyway. And you get all kinds of stuff. But let's say we just want to do just PDFs because we like to print them out and read them. If you give a space after that, and there's actually two ways to do it. You can put in file type, colon, or ext. So if you, for me it's ext, extension, colon, PDF. When I hit, I only get PDFs on that. It will do HTML, PDF, MP4s, whatever you're looking for. After extension, you just tell them what extension and it'll find it for you.
She just takes
Is that handy?
Yeah, I was always using URL, but this makes more sense.
Well, you can do it that way too.
But
'cause-
it would also wouldn't throw all PDFs, sometimes it'd be a straight link.
yeah.
This makes more sense.
So just use the XT colon, and you can put these in any order. By the way, I could have started with EXT PDF and then a space email marketing tutorial. It knows what you're talking about.
What's the second one? You said there were 2 ways to do it.
You can put the EXT PDF at the start
Oh, okay.
or at the back. It doesn't matter. Whoa. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is it's called entitle. INTITLE colon. Now, what entitle is, it searches for anything that let's say we're going to be doing, say, internet marketing. It will look for any article it's got where internet marketing is in the title of the thing, and there might be millions of them, but it'll bring them all up so you can find them, and then you can go and sort them by date, so time, But if you go in title, and I've got one here, let's do tutorial.
No space between in and title?
No, in title, it's all one word, colon,
And then a colon?
then a colon, and
Okay.
no space, you put, start out. Now, it will find anything where in the title of an article, a website, or whatever, it starts in total. But if you want to be very specific about words, put them in quotation marks. So if I put in here, I want tutorial, and I'm going to put in here internet marketing. And close it. It will only find titles where internet marketing is together. You could have a thing where it says internet groups do marketing, and if without the quotation marks, it would pick that up because internet marketing is in there. But if you want them together, you got to put it in quotes.
John, you're missing an M again. Mark it.
Mark it. Look, I just spell it different.
But it's in quotes, it's gonna be a little harder.
So now if I do a search, you'll see where internet marketing tutorial. See, internet marketing is together. Tutorial can be anywhere. Tutorial internet marketing tutorial beginners, and it's real easy to find articles on that.
Okay,
Now,
John,
go ahead.
this is searching only within the title, not the body of the document?
No, just the title. In title means title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you can now do something a little different.
Now, John, with the quotes, it shows up exactly as it's shown. If you do marketing internet, it'll show up different things.
Right. If you don't have the
Yeah.
quotes, it will
You
show
have
up
to have
different.
them in the exact order that you want it to
Right.
search.
Now, if you want tutorials on internet marketing, but you only want PDFs, what do you do?
EXT.
EXT colon PDF. All right. Yeah.
Good. Does InTitle and some of these others, do they support Boolean operators like and or and that sort of?
We're getting to the Boolean. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay, so any questions on entitled?
I am entitled.
Yes, aren't we all? Aren't we all? So, any questions on entitled? Because we could go through hundreds of. Then the next one we want to look at is in URL. Why do you think that's important? Don't most people try in their URL to put what they do? Yeah. And so a lot of times, if you have it in your URL, it comes up different. So let's do an in URL. Now, I happen to like to go to forums, okay? So, now also the URL is not necessarily just the domain name. It could be, but any URL within that domain. So you might have, you know, XYZ/purchases/internet marketing. As long as it's in that URL, it'll find it, okay? So, I happen to go to a lot of forums because I find that forums, oops, hang on. Okay, so let's find a forum on email marketing. And I'm wanting email marketing in quotations, why?
Limited to that.
Exact match.
Limited to that, thank you. Okay? And all those are forums on email marketing. So a lot of times if you're looking for answers for things, forums are a good place to find them, search for them. Now, who here does drop shipping? Few people, all right? Most people think, oh, we go to China for drop shipping, AliExpress, Alibaba, whatever, right? So I wanted to find drop shippers in the United States because I drop ship, you know, from the US. So in URL was the best place for me to find it. Because I wanted, in the URL, I wanted drop ship. And you put it as short as you can, because drop ship, it'll also come up drop shipping, drop shippers, you know, all these different things. And so I wanted drop ship. And when I hit enter, I've got tons of these drop ships, but I didn't know where they're from till you start searching. But Google is pretty darn smart, because all I did is I put, okay, dropship, American.
North America
And
or
guess
Colombo
what?
or what?
Huh? Oh,
If you
After
could spell
drop ship,
America.
what is it?
look, you know, you're just a bunch of critics.
Haters.
Haters.
Mark Twain would say, I don't give a damn for a word that can, I don't give a damn for a man that can spell a word only one way.
So here, you can drop ship American, and I found down here a company that I use all the time. It's called Dropship American. Where is it?
You're still only on the filtered for 1 year. You might have to go further back.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yep, make sure you take the filters off.
Oh, that's good to remember.
Yeah.
And there is Dropship America. And this, when I found this, they covered drop shipping thousands of products. So, if you're looking for drop shippers, if you're looking for products, if you're looking for tutorials, if you're looking for anything, it's real easy to find them on Google. Google's got everything in there.
Any tip for, this is related, like if you wanted to find somebody that's also like local for some reason, like because I know a lot of websites, like they don't put where they're at anymore because like everything's so universal, but like if you want to find local related, besides just like in the, what shows up in the map, but to find something niche down.
Just type in the name of the city at the end.
City and with that same thing.
Yeah. Now, I don't know that there are any drop shippers in Santa Clarita, American drop shippers, but I could put in here Santa Clarita. No, no, oops. Says, you know what? You're putting in a lot of quick. Are you a robot? But there, 30 dropship wholesale clothing in Santa Clarita, California. Right? So, you can always, you can put it in any order, and Google just knows. Smarter than you and me, I promise. And you find all kinds of stuff. Any questions on that? Okay.
That's the post office. 800-576 Creekside is the post office.
Is that right?
Because I had a post office box in there. That's the opening number.
All right, well, okay. Then they can also Boolean. Does everybody know what Boolean? Ors, ands. Or and is the one that. So you can use ors and ands. For example, here's one. File type. File type and ext are exactly the same, by the way. File type, let's do PDFs. And I'm looking for SEO or list building. Oops, I want list building. Folks, as you can tell, I don't type a lot.
Have your assistant do it.
Yeah, right. She tells me to fix my own breakfast too.
You're married to my wife?
And let's say you're looking for niche or niche. Potato, it doesn't matter. Niche ideas. Let's say, for example, you're looking for PDFs on SEO or list building to do with niche ideas. There's profitable niche ideas. How to find a killer niche. Niche hacks. So people that don't, yes sir.
How does Google parse that? What I mean is, will it first put up things that have SEO or list building and niche, and then eventually way down there'll be stuff that doesn't have?
I have no earthly idea.
Okay.
That's as secret as Coca-Cola's formula.
Yeah, I just know it works.
Okay.
I just know it works. So, all right. So you can use ors, ands, all through it, and it works.
But parentheses around the.
Parentheses around, yeah. If you have two words with an or, put parentheses around them, like I have there. And a lot of people that I've talked to, they say, I don't have any idea what niche to go into, right? Just type in untap. That. Let's do this. Untapp. Untapped. Niches for next year.
How would that be different than like Google Trends, do you know?
Well, Google Trends will just tell you if something's trending. And when we do the thing on how to pick products, we'll go over Google Trends. But Google Trends won't talk to you about niches, although you can put a niche in there and see if it is trending.
You know what's funny about that search is that after you search that, it's no longer untapped.
Yeah.
So everyone's gonna enter it.
But there's all kinds of things in there.
John, can I add something? Or are you
Sure.
the minus?
Yeah. There's also, if you want something excluded, like for example, if I wanted drop shippers, but not in China, put a dash China and it won't come up. Anything in China won't
Any
come up.
spaces or that all together? The dash.
The dash and the China have to touch.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, it's a minus. Yeah.
So like if for some reason the word unprofitable niches keep coming up, and you want only profitable ones, you can actually put in your search minus unprofitable.
Yeah.
That way all the unprofitable stuff gets filtered out, and that's one of the things that like if you don't want to see anything from Viper Chill, you can actually do. That's actually one of the most common ways to do searches. If you don't want to see anything on Amazon, because if you're doing product searching and research and Amazon keeps coming up and you want to get rid, just put minus Amazon.com and the Amazon searches won't be part of your listing.
So I'll leave you with this. If this kind of thing, and you like it, there's a website here called alttechshare.com, ALTECHSHARE.com /Google search.
I'll take what, John?
Share. Did I misspell it again?
No, I'm just as share.
Is it supposed to be 2 L's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Take share.
No, Alltech search
On the search or share?
tricks
There a dash or a space after Google?
Dash.
dash.
Dash tricks.
Tricks, tips.
Alltechshare.com. Whoops. I must have spelled something wrong again.
No, wait. Tricks, tips is one
Not
word
you,
that-
John. Not you.
Tricks dash.
Oops.
Dash, tips.
All tech or alt? Alt. A-L-T.
All right. And here's 150 Google search tips and tricks.
John, what you saying? After the alltechshare.com, what comes? I can't see it.
Google dash search dash tricks dash tips.
Google search. Can you make that bigger?
Alltechshare.com
/ Google
dash search dash tricks plus tips.
Dash.
This is tricky. Dash.
Alltech.
We need another tutorial for them.
We need the and then
John.
There it is.
So Antec share .com /Google /search.
And that will give you almost all of these things that you can use with Google search.
Am I still selling something
Okay.
All right.
wrong? 2 L's, yeah. A-L-L.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Hope it helps.
Get it done.
Yukimi? Yukimi, you're here before I announce. There's like 3 medium shirts if you want a shirt, one small. These here are $10 gift cards to Barnes & Noble, and these here are the most amazing pens in the world.
I think if we put that in, it's gonna go there anyway.
John, thank you so much. That's actually, I learned something new. Doug.
Yay! No, I've been itching for one of these pens.
We are all falling for him.
Yeah. Hamilton.
College students, I'll take the gift card.
Right? Colette.
I think I'll do a pin. Thank you.
Frank Enriquez.
I'll take the book.
Rudy. Great way to learn people's names. Mike Intellect. Jan. So $10 gift cards to Barnes and Nobles.
Brothers.
My brother's wife's
Those are t-shirts. Yeah. So these are
my
medium,
brother's
that's small.
mother.
No, those are already gone. Sorry.
God, that's crazy.
Oh, let me see if yours.
Jeannie?
Their mom
One
Teresa Mathers.
Go all the way around the world. And somebody will take that.
Oh, you know what? I was actually really debating about buying an extra camera to give away.
Oh my
I
God.
Jenny is
really
a
was.
Jenny's a true Iowa fan.
Can I put the
I
pen
like-
back?
Iowa football fan.
You can do it. No, you. I know you.
No, no,
She's from Ames.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. Steven Mejia. I think we have one. Thank you. Alex Bosman.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thomas Gregory Sirocco?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tom?
Kurt Gregor.
All right.
Microphone.
Don Moran.
Hey, Don.
Hi, John.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anthony, did you put your name in?
I might have forgot to put it in.
Brian Winter.
All right.
Okay. Did I call? Who did not get called? Besides Anthony. Anybody else? Anthony, can you come up? Anybody else? Did not.
Grab me that camera.
Mike wants a Barnes and Noble card since I got the t-shirt. You scored.
Well, that's perfect because the only thing I left is t-shirts. So,
And I have a copy of this, so.
if anybody wants
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, anybody not have a copy that wanted it? Because I have a copy already. Can't give it away, huh?
But I can give it away.
Yeah.
Thank you.
These pens come with the 32 gigabyte.
No, not anymore.
You want
I
my, do you
wonder
want my
if I still
pen,
have
Richard?
one of those. Yeah, we had those.
Sure, okay, nice trick.
You're like, yeah, why not?
Okay, so I don't want to go home with these shirts. And
Yeah.
there are 3 mediums and 1 small.
I'll take a medium.
You take a medium? Small. Oh, sorry.
Teresa will take a meeting.
Medium? Small. Mike, I don't know if it'll fit you on the medium.
I was gonna take 2 mediums and double stack them.
All right.
That's a good one.
Okay, so does anybody have any, I guess, it's 8:20. So,
Can I jump up there and talk for a couple minutes?
Yes,
After I
actually.
do, after I do. Well, the thing with John's, I love John, because John, when you talk to John, but you always learn something. You know, there's a lot of things I learned, but there's
And
like
you get a good story.
half of what he said I didn't know.
Yeah.
And, but being a developer, I'm an internet developer. I'm kind of a nerd that needs to, I'm horrible at marketing, which is why I befriended this guy, and this guy, and this guy. But from a developer standpoint, have you guys, anybody here ever used the dev tools in Chrome or any interest in that?
F12?
F12, yes. So I just thought of that while John was doing it. I didn't know if he was going to get to it, but there's a lot of stuff in there. May or may not, there's information about where links are going, things that are happening in the background on a website that you may not know, things that are getting sent out, stuff like that. So just
have
to
your first
throw that
speaker.
out there.
F12?
Oh, we'll make you the first speaker.
Are you going to talk about chats?
I'll just quickly.
No, because I mean, I was going to mention it if you weren't going. I mean, I didn't know if you wanted, if that was what you were.
That's not like the primary thing I was going to talk about.
Okay, I just, for those of you who may not know, one of our previous members who used to come on and off, he actually moved out of state, but he was a brilliant marketer. And he was a really good SEO. I learned a lot of us actually learned a ton of all different kind of stuff. He was a monster tester. That's the one thing you could always depend on this. But for those of you who have ever met Chaz Key, unfortunately, it was about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, he passed away.
Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yes. Oh, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. That's right. All I heard was just a heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't.
48.
At 48, yes, and he leaves 2 young teenagers. So for those of you who are praying people, just pray for his kids. He was an amazing father. I mean, that's
An
one
amazing
thing.
man. He was
An
great.
amazing man. But one thing that I really admired is his life revolved around his kids. They did not go without knowing that their dad loved them. And for those of you who ever met him, he's also a guy that shared a ton of knowledge. You know, and that's the one thing that was just an amazing thing about this whole internet marketing family that we are in. If you're into getting into this world, is an amazing niche. Okay, so for one thing that I can leave as my last time as the organizer is if you run into hard times and you fall down, just get back up and keep going, and you have a support more than you know. It was so lonely in this world before finding Wilson Matos and then finding the other gentlemen in this group and growing the relationships that we've grown over the years in this. And it's a lot larger now. Now, granted, there's a lot of sharks in the sea, so I want to also make sure that you know wherever there is an opportunity for people to take advantage of others, you're going to see that. But this has been one group that has been really a pond full of helpful fish. I guess that's the best way. There's no shark that we had any issues with and those type of things that came around. And in fact, the people here have just been so good. Even beginners. You know, if you don't think you have something to share, you do. Because there's always somebody newer than you. Always. If you've been here even one meeting, there's somebody newer. And you can even just help them along because we all started there in the beginning. For those who don't know my story, it took 4 months, literally of like 8, 12, 14 hours a day, 4 months, just trying to build this small little website. And then I made 1 cent. And you would have thought I won the lottery. My wife was ready to kill me. I wasn't working other than on this thing. We were making any income. And I was just telling her, it worked. I made a penny. And then the next day I made 3 cents. The next day I made 25 cents. And then of course, first 3 days it kind of went up. And then of course the next day after that I made nothing. And then 2 5 cents. But it started to grow. And after that, businesses came out of it. Amazon came out of it. I mean, 6 months in Amazon after a launch, I think I made like $20,000 the first year. Gross. Okay, maybe I was gross income. And there was profit after that, after all the expenses I'd gone through. But it was an amazing ride. And then with Stephen, meeting him. And by the way, I do not want to neglect the fact that Stephen has been an essential part in the last 4 or 5 years? 5 years? 4 years? Since
he doesn't even
essential part of this group growing. Without him in the live streaming that has been there, but also honestly, I mean, it takes a lot of, I guess, encouragement. It does. Business can be hard. It can be, and Stephen has been the encouragement to keep this going and the excitement behind it. And even when we weren't business partners yet, just knowing that he'd be coming out or he reaching out to me, I mean, it's pretty amazing how my life has been completely transformed because of you guys, each and every single one of you that come out, the new people, every time that comes out. So I encourage you, if a lot of this stuff that John went over your head, more will go over your head and even higher. That's just the way it is. But, as I don't know who I was talking to, but somebody was saying, the more we learn about internet marketing, the more we realize we don't know what we don't know. It gets so much faster, so much bigger. And even Google in itself. I mean, I'm heavy into Google ads all day long in my job. And every time Google comes out and talks to us about the new products that come out, my head just spins. They are coming out with so much technology right now. Just so you know, for those of you having a hard time advertising on Google, this is already in the beta, and I think they've already started to announce this. Hopefully it's not a trade secret. But they are making it so all you have to do is put up your website, you tell Google you want ads, they will pick an ad and make it and do everything, all automated. Take content from your website, and it's not people doing it, it's computers. They'll create it, and then they'll test. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to make like little video clips too that'll be coming, and they're going to test all this stuff. And as it starts to learn what works, Google will do all your advertising. I don't know where I'm going to be in a job. I don't think about that. But it's pretty darn amazing what Google can do. But like he said, he doesn't know how Google does it. They just know, and they do. They just know. When it comes to the advertising side, if you're being on the big side advertiser, a lot of the automated stuff is just absolutely amazing on how they can figure out what's going to work best for you as long as you're willing to throw some money at it. It's pretty amazing. But I don't want to take up too much time. Anthony, if you want to come up. Oh, yes.
Can I just say something really quick? What I would like to see in the group, I mean, if possible, that when somebody's struggling with the marketing or something that is going on in their business and they feel like kind of ashamed or not wanting to share because they don't feel comfortable in the group, that it might as well just leave that outside the door and then just come over here and ask the questions, because that's the way that the group is going to grow, and it's really going to help, because if the people that is in front don't know the answer and somebody else in the group will have an idea or will have the answer, or you can just take it as homework. But I think that would be a great way that the people that would come over here feel supported and get the help that they need.
I'll tell one of the future organizers to make sure that they make that a point. No, but it's true. I mean, I always want to say, make sure you ask your questions. Don't be afraid.
Discuss it with him, and
Your cell number is going to be on the page.
Anthony, cool.
Well, thanks for having me. Hello, everyone.
Long time no see.
It's kind of like home.
Welcome back.
So thank you for the welcome back. So I just wanted to, I told Chris I would take 5 minutes, and he knows when that means 5 minutes. Sometimes I can talk for half an hour, but I wanted to jump up here and just say a couple quick things. One, in terms of Chaz, he was a great guy. He was a great mentor to me, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. But we have a little thing we're going to do for him a week from tomorrow. So not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday at the Wine 661. If you guys want to come out and have a drink with us.
What time?
7 p.m. We're going to do that. So that's one of the things. Another one, I know Chris mentioned how talented he was. A lot of people may or may not know this, but his Amazon business had done over $10 million in sales since he launched it. So he was really awesome with that. But yeah, for those of you I know, great to see you again. For those of you I don't know, welcome to SCV Internet Marketers. I'm super stoked to be a part of this. I actually was sitting right over there. I got my start in this room. I was a broke college student at COC. A friend of mine, Christopher Arias, knew Chris. I don't know how, from Animal Behavior College, I think?
Not yet, no.
Somehow, he knew Chris, and maybe he just knew about the meetup.
His dad.
Yeah, and so I was going to school at COC, and my friend Christopher said, hey, did you know that there's a free internet marketing class at the Barnes & Noble? And I said, the one in Valencia? And he's like, yeah, and it's free. And I'm like, oh, it's free? I'll go. So I went and I sat down. I knew nothing. I didn't even know anything about like opening an email account for myself to be able to get on somebody's list or something. Knew nothing at all. And I was sitting there, and Chris at the end. Well, first of all, I'll give Chris a round of applause.
Yeah, you bet.
But at the end of the night, Chris said, as he usually always does, if anybody has any questions, please ask him. I'd hate for you to leave without having asked your question. We're here to help support each other. And so I asked him, like, hey, I just built a website for the guy from the Love Boat, Gavin McLeod, but it's not even showing up on the first page of Google, like, for his own name. Like, how do I fix that? And he's like, well, you need a backlink. And I'm like, what's that mean? And he goes, well, you need other websites to link to you. And I'm like, okay, like what kind of websites? And he's like, well, it has to be something of authority that people can trust. And I was like, okay, so I left, and I knew that he was in the deal with Princess Cruises where he was their spokesperson. So I reached out to the manager that communicated with Princess on his behalf and said, hey, can you get us some links that say, hey, Gavin McLeod's new website is live, and send a link over there. And so they did, and he ended up ranking for his name the next day, and eventually we started outranking IMDb for his name, for his new website. So I came back and I sat down again, and I said, hey, you won't believe it, it worked. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I got a backlink, like you said. And he's like, yeah, what happened? I'm like, I'm on the first page of Google now. And he's like, wow, nobody ever does anything with this stuff we talk about.
It's true. You're the first that I said,
and I was like, whoa, results. Like, how awesome. And then not even, I don't know, 2 or 3 meetings later, just so happened Chaz was standing right over here. And he was teaching you guys, or everybody in the room, about how to rank your videos on YouTube. So would you guys like to learn what he shared that night?
Yeah, that was awesome.
So, can we pull up just like a YouTube, if you uploaded a video screen, so we can kind of just show them? So we're going to quickly run through this.
Can I get a backlink from Gavin?
I actually don't talk with them anymore, but my aunt still manages him, so I probably could reach out to him. Is there any specific reason why you're saying that?
No, it's probably since he ranks so high. I think
yeah. So, can you just like click on like upload a video?
Oh.
Or like pretend or open a video that you might already have uploaded, like as an edit.
Matthew, I got a question. Chaz was videoing a lot of those, and he was gonna do a book or a course or something?
He has a course, and it's in his ClickFunnels account, and I sent a message to Dave Woodward at ClickFunnels to ask if they could like go in there and see if it's in there, because I have no idea how far along it was. But
You wanna go to my
when I talked to Chaz last, about a week before he passed away, he was pretty much ready to launch a course to teach people how to get reviews on Amazon. So I imagine the entire course is ready, because we were literally talking about making product launch videos to promote it. Any old video that exists, you go to your videos and just...
I think this is the only one.
The only one? All right, click on that one, on the title. The Create Kids Play.
What's going on?
Oh wow, you're in the beta studio.
Yeah, that's the only option I had.
Try videos on the channel. Oh yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, see where it
And
says
then
uploads at the
click
top.
on like that special ASM Ranker redirect tutorial link.
Especially as I'm okay.
And then, okay, just close that blue box. So that very night, Chaz taught everybody how to rank their videos on YouTube. So in the first box, they call it title. That's the title of your video. You want to put your best keyword phrase in there, okay? And you could actually put space hyphen space and then your second best keyword phrase. In the first line of the description, you want to put the link to the website where you're going to go embed that video, or the link to where you want the traffic from YouTube to land. So if you're selling a physical product, click that product landing page. In the very next line underneath the link of the description, you're going to copy the title that you put in there, and you're going to paste it in that second line of the description box. Then under that, you're going to write, your standard 3 to 5 paragraph blog post style with your 7 best keyword phrases sprinkled throughout. And then underneath that, you're going to tag your video with those 7 best keyword phrases. So each phrase will be one of the tag bubbles. You'll have 7 of those. And then you're going to make an optimized image for your thumbnail. You want to, if you're using Photoshop, how many know how to put the metadata in the pictures? Only a few. If you go into Photoshop, you can actually do File Info under the File tab, and you can fill your picture with metadata. information about what it is. Once you fill it all in, name your picture with your best keyword phrase. And once you're done with that, just save your picture and load it into the
Dude, you know what you gotta do is you gotta
Custom
do
thumbnail.
a screencast that we can see
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually still have the notes from that night,
Yeah, you should
from him
make
giving
one.
the lecture of how to do it.
Only because, I mean, what you're saying, even though I know how to do that, it's hard without seeing it.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, everything you want to optimize on the internet, whether it's for your blog or for YouTube, you need to figure out the 7 phrases you want that piece of content to get found for, right? What are those 7 phrases? And then once you know what they are, kind of choose in your mind which one is your like most powerful phrase that you really want, and which one's like the not so big a deal phrase. And start with the title being the most powerful phrase, and repeat that in the second line of the description. Right above it, put the link where people are going to go, and then write your content in the description to optimize for those 7 phrases. Use them again in the tags, and then use the best one in the file name of the picture. So that'll help you rank your videos on YouTube.
The reason I'm switching over is that because I think my browser has TubeBuddy on it, and if for what he was talking about, there's a free. I think it's still free, right? The beta. I mean,
Yeah, there's 4 levels, one's free.
yeah, the early level. If I'd say YouTube it and then look how to use TubeBuddy, but it'll help you find out what are the key phrases that people are using on YouTube that you need to put in your descriptions and your titles to get your videos more optimized to be seen by the rest. So that's like I said, the early stuff is pretty free, pretty easy to use, but.
Anthony, why do you say 7? Why is 7 in there?
That's like a good amount of phrases, because you're not going to be able to optimize one blog post for 20 things. And if you're only doing it for 3, it's not quite enough. And that's really what Chaz figured that out through years of doing SEO was he started to figure out like if you don't have enough phrases, then it looks like spam on the post. But if you have too many phrases, then it's too diluted for Google's algorithm to understand like this is what it's about. But if you have that magic number of 7 with like a primary 3 and then like 4 supporting terms, then it makes it easy for the algorithm to know exactly what it's about. And it'll show up for the search in Google. It'll show up for the search on YouTube. It'll show up before they took all the videos off of Google search. It would have shown up on the first page as well. I mean, Chris and I noticed. But the other thing that he was talking about is like, in this room is people that are willing to share. In this room is people that started at a point of not knowing anything, right? Like I said, I came to this room not knowing anything, not even knowing how to use my own email inbox to do anything. And, early last year I signed my first client for $6,000 a month and started doing all their marketing for them. So, and more than just what you do, it's like the opportunities you have are here and the relationships you build are here, like with Christopher and Stephen and John and John Dean and Brian and Kirk and Teresa.
I remember after knowing
Margie.
This guy for like 4 or 5 months, I'd be sitting there going, I created a monster. But you know what? He did everything, literally. I told Anthony, you should try this because I know it works. Like next week, oh man, that's killer. It works. But he does he tried everything.
Yeah, I mean, the first time that event that John was talking about in Vegas, he sent me the page, you should come to this event with us, and I looked at it, I'm like, are you sure we should even give this guy our credit card number? Like, this looks like so scammy. And he's like, it's not a scam, I'm telling you. And we went, and it was great. And we learned a lot, we met a lot of people. And if it wasn't for this room, I would have never have met Chess, because I saw him speak that night about YouTube, and I kept hounding him to teach me SEO. And finally he caved, and he started showing me that stuff, and we just became really great friends, and he was an awesome mentor. So we're going to be honoring him on Wednesday, 7 p.m. at the Wine 661. He used to love to go drink there. And so we'd love to have you there if you ever knew him. Come on out and share some stories and have a drink with us. And other than that, yeah, it was just super excited.
I know that we're going over time at 8:30, most people, but I do want to give a chance to John and Kirk. Is there anything that you want to let everybody know what to expect, or things as usual? They will be taking full control of the meetup.com site. They will also be taking full control of the website. So you probably see it look better because I'm not a web designer. But yeah, if there's anything you want to tell them that
Yeah, one of the things we're gonna do, one of the things we're gonna do is send a survey out to everybody as to what you want, what you would like from this group. Please fill it out and send it back so that we know how to gear the meetings so that you get maximum juice from them. I mean, it's no fun just sitting there and everybody going, oh, nothing going on. But if there's something you want, and you'll be getting a survey. We planned on every month doing at least one thing, maybe 20 minutes, new techniques that we've learned, new ways to do things that we've learned, even old things that we've learned, and sharing those, and then hopefully get everybody involved in doing that. Yes, sir.
So, January 1st is the first Tuesday of the month in the new year. Is there going to be a meeting in January?
You got a problem with that?
I won't be in town, so I won't be here. But I'm
It
saying.
will be the first Tuesday of February will be our
Okay,
next
perfect.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize the first was on a
do
Tuesday.
you want me to check with them to see if
The following
you guys want to
Tuesday?
do the following?
Yeah.
I'll check to see if they can allow you. I'm not on a calendar that I know yet.
Okay.
Until you guys start, because I want them starting the year first.
And I would also like to say while I'm here, thank you, Chris, for 7 great years. And Steve,
Steven, are you gonna stay and do the, no?
I'll volunteer my equipment if they need it.
Just so you know, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, one of the reasons why Steven will be stepping out too is because he's going to be expecting a second child in early February. He's going to be busy because he already has her. She's 2.
Yeah.
He has a 2-year-old running around too right now. So 2 that's. But I just want to say thank you guys all for this.
Thank you.
we expect to see you here, though.
You know what? Like I said, I'm excited. If there's some topics that I can squeeze out and come out and do it, by all means. My wife really did not want me to stop.
She enjoyed her
wants
dance
you
off.
to-
A lot of you guys already know that she's a huge K-pop fan, and I can't stand it. So that was her night to just K-pop binge. Every YouTube video that was on out there and everything else, and her friend would come over and they would just watch and. And when I tell them I'm coming home already, So,
Yeah.
she was gonna stop by just to say thank you because she does know some of you and say hi to you, but she needed to take care of the dog.
Tell her thanks for the presents and.
Oh yes, by the way,
it's
she
always
wrapped
been like,
and ribboned everything because me, I'm a guy. I would have just given pens without ribbons.
No, I done wrapped
No,
it.
but
She looked prettier when she.
No, but she's always been sending stuff and doing stuff for us, for the group, and she doesn't
but
even come to
she
see
really,
us.
she really did a tribute that you guys once a month really made my night. I mean, honestly, when I would come home, her business grew because of what I learned here as well. And she's still doing business. She's now selling on Poshmark. She's now selling on eBay, and then yesterday she said, "I'm making so much money, I can't handle it. All the orders." And I'm thinking big bucks. She was like, "I sold a $4 mug." And I sold a $4 mug. She had like 7 items, but she's selling stuff, and she's selling on Redbubble now, and she's actually selling K-pop stuff. And it's something like so. Yeah,
What is K-pop?
Korean pop boy bands.
Oh, right.
Korean
No, yeah,
boy
those
bands. Oh, that's
crazy.
So I was just going to say, shameless plug, I recently became a published author in a book that I got to contribute in. So it was all about a case study where we made like $70,000 on a giveaway funnel, a claim your voucher funnel, and a contest funnel. So my goal now is to start to find other people that these funnels would serve. So if you have a physical product, that would be a great fit. If you're a local business owner, that would be a great fit for these funnels as well. And in a nutshell, there's a contest funnel. So it's like, hey, we're giving away XYZ thing, let's say a $50 Starbucks card or a Barnes & Noble card or a gift card to your business or something your audience would love. That's the enter to win contest portion of it. Then the second leg of the funnel or the second page of the sequence is, hey, win even more good stuff. We're giving away this other thing, right?
Do you have a landing page?
Yeah, it's all up at purpose-drivenmarketingpodcast.com. And then the third page of it is claim your or really the third page is winners announced. So it's like everybody that's in the contest or in the giveaway can go to a page that you send them to go see if they won. And then on that page you sneak in an offer with your product or an offer that you want to make to that audience. And so we're looking for people that want to be part of the next round of case studies, and happy to help you get the funnels all set up for you. That was the landing page right there. And then it's really easy to do. The templates are all live. If you want all the bonuses and you want to learn more about what these funnels are and how they might work for your business, just go over to purpose-drivenmarketingpodcast.com/giveaway funnels. That'll give you access to all the bonuses. And
Say it again, what it is?
so there's
Yeah,
a
I
there's,
typed it out on the screen.
oh, it's purpose-drivenmarketingpodcast.com/giveaway funnels is the bonus page. So essentially it's one funnel page that's a contest funnel, one funnel page that's a giveaway funnel, one page that's a winners announced page, and then one funnel that's a claim your voucher funnel. And it will work for a whole slew of different businesses and ideas, but if it's something you want to try or check out, go over to purpose-drivenmarketingpodcast.com/giveaway funnels. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. That actually concludes 2018. I want to wish everybody a super prosperous 2019. And I guess I'll be stopping by when I hear some of the content discussions you're doing as well.
Okay.
And if this works out really well, I will donate one to the group because I want to get an upgrade. But I will donate one to the group because I mean, when I'm done, you can say, oh, you know what I'd love to do? Can I? If you're shy, I totally get it. But I'd like to place the camera in the middle and everybody face the camera. And then it'll do a countdown. And if everybody just wave and take a shot, because I want to see what it looks like as a group picture that comes out of it.